Do I have a motion for the minutes?
Move for approval of minutes from May 26th, May 19th, and June 2nd, all of 2015.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, okay, we're gonna hold off that communication until later. So, let's see. Leah and Alice? Yeah, come up front. Come up front here. Let's see.
Thank you.
No, you're proposing opening a bar at the former M&M, Mario's or whatever.
Correct.
You know, somebody called me on this a while back, and there is no liquor license there.
Okay.
And so what we'd have to go over quota. Well, I don't know if you know the history of that bar, but there's no way no one's gonna go over quota to keep a bar there.
Okay.
Okay, and there's people that don't vote over quota for anything, so.
Okay.
But, so there is no license to, you apply for a license that doesn't exist,
Okay.
okay? So,
Sorry.
Question,
Is
go ahead.
there another time that I could apply, or how, it's just, how does that work?
Mr. Chair, you could conceivably find another business that has the license you need, combination B,
Okay.
and then buy that business
Okay.
and move it there. But buying another business doesn't guarantee that we would allow a license to move to that location.
Okay.
and once again, because of the history of that corner,
Oh.
you know, it's gonna be really tough for anybody, you know, especially me being one of the aldermen for the district and the other alderman to vote in favor of putting that back there. So, does anybody else have anything on this? Do I have a motion? This would be-
To deny or place on file?
To be denied.
Deny based on lack of a license
Second.
because of the quota.
Okay, Marty first, and Rhodes seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Sorry.
Thank you.
Robert Lucas? Okay, is this, you're taking it over, or you're just a new agent?
Taking over and new agent.
Have you ever done this before?
For the last 25 years, I've owned or ran a company called Eyes Incorporated. It's evaluating your employees and services, which caters to the food and beverage industry. I've worked for bar owners for the last 25 years, on and off throughout college, grad school.
Are you familiar that we expect you to call the police, abide by all our rules and regulations?
Absolutely very familiar with the city of West Dallas. My father's former municipal judge, Nick Lucas. I've been in contact with a number of police officers I have a personal relationship with here in the city of West Dallas. I've invited them out, had them there on several occasions, not for anything negatively related, but wanted them to get familiar with the place. I've offered up the police on a number of occasions our security video for questionable activities in the area. So
Do you have a security video in there now? I think they do.
absolutely,
You do.
yes. Yeah, actually, we'll be updating that here shortly.
Does anybody have anything?
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weigel?
I'm looking at your plan of operation. You didn't check karaoke.
I didn't check karaoke. There's no history of karaoke there. I think I talked to Ann, and I think we're going to go over that plan of operation and make sure we had everything properly.
Okay, so you're not going to do karaoke.
I didn't have a plan to do karaoke at the time. Basically, what I was following was the plan of operation that had been done previously.
I understand.
And not being familiar with the plan of operation.
This would be what you're intending to do for the next license year.
Okay.
So-
So there's definitely a possibility for karaoke. So I guess we should check karaoke.
Yeah, and patrons dancing? People going to dance there? Your customers going to dance over?
I don't have a place for them to dance.
Okay. And patron contests, trivia, like trivia night?
Certainly. Yep.
Yeah, you might want to revisit this.
Okay.
and-
Yeah. That's one of the things that we needed to do. I know when I filled out the paperwork with Ann, that was one of the things we needed to do.
Bands? You didn't check bands?
You know what, it's a very small place, I don't know that
So you're
there's,
not gonna do bands.
I don't know that there's room to
Yeah.
do bands.
Yeah.
I
Well, it
don't.
hasn't stopped people from the past.
Okay.
Not at that location, but
Oh, okay.
there's been bands in very small bars before that have led to problems. so.
Okay, so, we're gonna do this as amended then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because when we voted on it the way it is, you can't do those things.
Yeah, so you want,
Okay, yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I'm gonna offer an amendment to include karaoke and patron contests. You said yes to?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay,
then-
I'll move amending the application to include karaoke and patron contests.
Okay.
for you.
If you think it appropriate to put bands in there too, put bands in there too.
Well, I'm not gonna offer that
Okay,
amendment.
we got a motion to amend it. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Now, this is just on the amendment.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, now do I have a motion on the license
I'll move approval,
as amended?
as amended.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
It's a lot easier.
It goes to the goes to the council tonight.
Okay. Should I stick around for that, you think? Is that 7 o'clock?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
they're nothing controversial.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be read out till after
was-
recess.
Oh,
It's
This
gonna
was
be
as-
later.
This is subject to, right? Have you had all your inspections and all that?
Inspections were done, what day's today? Last Thursday.
16,
Okay.
Tuesday.
So there's a couple things that need to be done, but those are in the process of being done. So I suppose that they'll grant that license based on approval of the,
Committee, yeah.
with regards to
Oh,
inspection.
is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Subject necessary
Necessary
requirements.
So
requirement.
this is a license effective July 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so,
Yeah, so there was a couple of small electrical issues that are actually being redone, and so, but nothing major. All right,
Okay.
thanks, guys.
thanks.
Edward Brown? Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Cutie. Do you know why you're here?
To a degree, I was hoping that you guys could tell me specifically why I did receive the
Police report on
summons to appear.
517.
Okay.
Where disturbance behind your, let's see, behind your establishment. And matter of fact, kind of a nasty disturbance.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the police report. Is that,
Yeah, I thought I sent it to the home address.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
oh,
Mario, this is the first time you're seeing this police report?
Yes. Yes.
Did you
it
talk to
is.
your employees about what happened that night?
Yes, I did. The only employee there that night was my bar manager, Kayla Lamore, and my sister, Anna Brown.
You had some security guy on.
Yes.
So is he your employee, or does he work for service?
No, he works for a service. He was contracted to work that evening. I couldn't find anybody, one of my regular staffers, to attend the event. And, you know, guys, frankly, well, here, the letter I have here says that this incident would have occurred on May 14th, 2015. And am I of the impression that you're saying something also occurred on the 17th?
no. Maybe the report was the 17th. I was reading on the report here, it said.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay, it did say the 17th.
Yes.
So maybe it's just a typo
Okay.
on the date, but we're talking about the best.
Okay.
Same incident.
Okay, well, I'm certainly not qualified and ready to answer the question to this one here. What happened on this day, we were having a graduation party for one of my nieces, Anna's daughter, and we invited a bunch of teens, not unlike we did when my brother passed, rest in peace. We had a repast at the lounge there. I had a bunch of minor relatives there, and for last Thanksgiving as well. Upon closing the event, I understand that the teens were out back, and when they got out back, to what I heard, was that one of the teens became very unruly with a West Ellis police officer. And to that extent, I guess he arrested her, issued a ticket to the individual. I'm not absolutely certain of what happened after that. I think I'm correct in saying this, and maybe you guys can correct me. As of this time, I don't think the venue received any citation or anything for the incident in and of itself. There were no minors inside drinking. In fact, we had the minors wear wristbands this time because we knew it would be bigger than Archie's repast, and we knew it would be bigger than Thanksgiving. But to that end of it, there was no one, served any alcohol, or nothing certainly occurred inside.
So you're saying these people had nothing to do with your event?
What I'm saying is the actions that were taken outside.
That doesn't mean anything.
What?
Simply because we have this a lot for years where you have the bartender just, have a fight in a bar or something, and they push everybody outside, lock their door. And now they figure, okay, I'm free of this. and now it's the neighborhood's problem. And that's not the way it works.
Sure.
You know, because it was a problem that came from your establishment. And it's just, so that's why it reflects on your establishment.
And Mr. Chair, you didn't allow me to finish what I was going to say. What I was going to say, this incident that occurred outside, if it occurred inside, certainly would not have been pushed outside. If it was something that did happen inside, we certainly would have been all over it. But what happened is, and my sister was very clear in this, the young ladies or whomever it was were outside. They were inside the venue. They had been inside. The event that we had ended. It was over. Now, when they get outside, whatever happened or whatever occurred that caused West Dallas PD to have to come on the scene was deplorable. And it's something obviously looking at our track record, we don't have a history of dealing with teens or anybody unruly, grown or otherwise outside. So if that happened, I'll stand on it and say I apologize that it happened. I wish I knew who this young lady's mother was. 14 of the other teen guests had guardians with them. But I don't know if that's something that's been reported by the officers who arrived too. But we certainly don't look at an incident that occurs in back of us and say, okay, well, look, that happened out there and we don't care. It's never been our stance, and it's obviously it's the first time this has happened at my venue.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree. But the report was, they got the call, 15 to 20 subjects displaying weapons and jumping on vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, whoever called could have thought what the weapons were, if they were weapons, I don't know. But that's what the police officer that's on his way there, that's what he got. So
I was actually kind of hoping that the officer would be here, because I did hear something about weapons, but there's no specificity. What did these guys pull out? What was being brandished?
Mr. Chair,
all in white.
the report came as 15 to 20 people.
Mm-hmm. And you heard me mention just now we had 14 inside that I knew about that had
When the
guardians.
police arrested 4, and that was how it came to that. And it wasn't your staff calling. Nobody from 7 West called about this fight?
Yeah, that's correct. Again, nothing happened inside that we saw at all. While she was cleaning up, these individuals rocked back, I understand.
Yep.
And then,
I understand that. So by the time the police got there, apparently a bunch of people left. The police don't report them on site there was 15 to 20 people when they got there. The police report, as I read it, they had interactions with 4 people there. All 4 of which got arrested.
okay,
Okay.
4, 6,
One
I thought
was
it was
tased.
Okay,
Okay? You can say it didn't happen inside of your place, because it didn't, and that's true. But these people were in that place at that time because they came to your venue.
okay.
Okay?
Let me
That's,
say,
okay.
go ahead, please.
How many days a week are you open now?
2.
Okay, so we've had maybe 3 actual police calls to your place in less than a year. But you're not open 5 days a week, or 6
Sure.
days a week, or 7 days a week. So when you look at the number of calls that we're getting compared to the number of days that you're open, it's inordinately high. Okay, I don't think we have many venues that get 3 calls. When did you open, actually?
November, I'm going to say,
Okay, so it
let's say
hasn't
maybe
been-
November 11th.
So let's call it 7 months you've been open. Okay, you're only open 2 days a week.
Sometimes 3 for special events like
Yeah.
you just mentioned.
Yeah. This is too many calls. Okay, you need to change what's going on there. Do you remember when we first started this, you were gonna be a restaurant.
Still are.
How's the kitchen coming along?
I'm going to choose my words carefully and respectfully, of course, because you and I have had this talk before.
Yeah,
And
we have.
Sort of a
And we'll
sidebar
have it
meeting.
again.
Yeah, that's fine, but I want to be careful how I answer this question. But I want to be honest about this. I kind of look at it, whenever you ask that question, Alderman Weigel, it to me is akin to you walking into Walmart and then saying, okay, Walmart, you told me that you're going to build an annex room to this room. It's a private business. Now, I know why you're asking it, because when I acquired the license, I did talk to you guys about a 60-40 split ratio, liquor versus food and blah, blah, blah. We've run into some problems with respect to different contractors that we've had. You own a business. You know how these guys can be at times. You got thousands invested in a guy. He doesn't currently can't. And it's just driven us crazy. But this, for the record, I'm going to address the kitchen probably for the last time publicly, away from my family. The kitchen, I'm proud to say, we got the health inspection left yet to do. I spoke with Dan recently from the health department. He's going to come in there and then that kitchen will be open, and I'll be so glad because I can then add more days to the business's operations and whatnot. I mentioned to you before at the sidebar meeting that we had with the mayor. I always kind of view this thing as sort of like Elsa's downtown Milwaukee on Jefferson Street. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's chic, laid back, sort of a sexy vibe to it. So there's food, and it's open 5 days a week. That's really what this thing was meant to be when my brother Archie and I put this design together for West Dallas. We knew that we could serve food in the corridor on Greenfield that's not there. Cajun-based food, soul food entrees sometime, but a heavy dosing of American cuisine. We haven't changed that. Our business as it is, I mean, I disagree with the way you look at it. You talk about the 3 police incidents, and you have to forgive me too. I'm not trying to be arrogant or sound crass, but I come from a different market where I've been a part of venues before. And if you go in front of that committee and tell them that you had 3 incidents in a 7-month period, they're patting you on the back and saying, Jesus Christ. And I'll be even more candid. And if you say that you've done that and you're an African-American owned business, they'll probably erect a plaque to you. Because frankly, there's a cadre of us that go out that don't know how to do it. That's not you. But I'm just telling you where I come
Nothing to do
from.
with what happens in other cities.
I know it, but this is my experience I'm speaking to. You're speaking from your experience. Your experience is that 3 incidents in 7 months' time is a lot.
Especially when you're only open 2 days a week, Amara.
I understand your purview, but I'm telling you I disagree with it, but I accept what you're saying, because that's all you come from. But I'm telling you what I come
So
from.
let's go back to your original plan of operation, which
Yes.
you're operating under today currently.
Yes.
It was going to be a 60-40 bar food split.
Yes, which really speaks to, honestly, profits. That's the way I see it. That's the way it's going to be driven. 60-40, so far it's been all alcohol
So-
because the food's not there.
You're not going to tell us when the kitchen's going to be open?
No. And see, again, at that meeting that we had before,
Because you've told us in the past, days that have gone past.
yes. And certainly you're not faulting me because the business didn't get it done in the time that I thought we could get it done. I just explained to you the things we ran into as far as contractor concerns and issues and every other thing that's been well publicized that you know about the venue. It's been a lot, but with that being said, we still forge forward. And I just told you, this kitchen is there. We're just waiting for our last inspection, I'm happy to say. So to that end of it, what I was going to say before I just said that was at the last meeting that we had. I told the mayor that we're going to do a public ribbon cutting ceremony for the kitchen. He said he'd be there. I think you said, and please stop me if I'm misquoting you, you said you guys would love to be there for the same. So I mean,
Looking forward to
so
it.
yeah, so to answer your
Yes.
question, definitely,
Yes.
you definitely are invited.
No,
That hasn't changed.
no.
The only thing that's changed is just like I said, we switched around some contractors and we're ready to roll now. The kitchen looks great. You ought to see it.
And just to add a little bit here, we got bars in the city that I don't even know exist, simply because we have no problems with them. And we don't want our police spending a lot of times in bars, around bars,
Sure.
and we have, I think we're a lot better than we used to be. And the one lady that was just up here originally for a place on 60th and Burnham, that place has been over 20 years a problem. Once again, somebody came outside the bar and hit somebody over the head with a pool cue and killed them. It was outside, you know, and so it's just, you know, but it's, yes, it definitely reflects on the place,
Sure, sure.
but and riots and a whole mess of things, and we don't want that, and that's why, you know, that's why I called you in on this, because, you know, we've had places that where there's, you know, crowds or we've had problems on the outside or anything. You know, your security or even yourself needs to go out there afterwards and look around, pick up anything that's laying around, and, you know, if you know, because people sometimes when they come out of a bar, they congregate, you know, just tell me, you know, go on, people, because you're a budding residential over there, and you know, say, come on, you know, can you just, you know, people are sleeping, you know, go on your way. That's part of your business. That's what you have to do.
I know.
Especially, so that's why I called you in front of you, because, you know, I don't think that, you know, you sent these people out there, but it's people from, that were there, and that's where the incident,
Yes, sir.
and when we have somebody tased or something, it's a big incident. Maybe in other cities it's not, you know, but in West Dallas, we don't want it to get that far.
And it should be a big incident. I certainly, again, don't want to come across as if we don't care at all about the incident. Believe me, if my sister had known that they were acting like that outside, she would have been in the way of the cops. That's just how she is. She's been trying to grab kids and do whatever, but, you know, to that
Well, some of
extent.
these, you know, some of the ones arrested weren't kids. Like, I was looking at the ages, and one was like 37 or something.
And see, that very well could have been a guardian.
20.
Yeah, it could have been one of the guardians. I
22
spoke
kids.
about.
So you know, it is older people too. So, but that's why we call in here. So,
Mr. Chair,
only one.
on the security service that you hired, they don't wear clothes that identifies them as security?
You know, sometimes, and again, this was like a mild event. This guy here, he worked for a company that I employed at another venue that I own called Guard Safe Security. And he came down, he was at home that day. I said, man, can you come down? My sister will pay you when the shift's over. He said, how long is it gonna last, Amari? I said, probably no longer than 2 hours. He said, okay, so he came down.
So,
This guy's
so that's a
certified,
no.
licensed,
When you
you know.
hire a security service,
Yes.
one of your stipulations is that they have clothing that identifies them as security.
Well,
Because it could be, do you understand, where it might be confusing for an officer to come on scene, and there's a group of people there,
Yeah,
and they're mixing
yeah.
it up a little bit, and it's hard to tell the good guys from the bad guys.
the guys that we hire, just for the record, since you mentioned that too, these guys are licensed and certified. So sometimes they will be dressed in security. I hate the security shirts with it on the front and back. It's too menacing. I like guys that come down and
So
look
that's just
casual.
not your style, is what you're
A
saying.
lot
So
of
you
times
don't,
it
you're
is,
not gonna
yes.
require that of your.
That's correct.
Of your
That's
security.
correct. They'll be dressed like you, frankly. With a jacket and a shirt.
Okay, does anybody else have anything? Do I have a motion to place on file?
So moved. Second.
Okay,
Any further discussion?
yeah, I have a question. So, when you make a motion to place this on file, this goes on the file in the literal sense that this is a part of our now record, or what
Yes.
are you saying? Okay.
Yes, this incident will be on your record.
And what-
So when we go, but let's say there's another incident, they'll go and they'll look and say, oh, there was one here in May.
Okay.
And so,
Is there a mechanism, I'm not asking you guys to advise me like counsel, but is there a mechanism, and maybe this is better for the city attorney, where people such as I, proprietors, can take an action to have it removed from the file, if I disagree with it having been placed on the file?
No, this is an open record
It's an open
request, so
record,
it's,
okay.
it would comply with state law, so it would
Okay.
remain as a record. It's,
Okay.
nothing's being, I guess, held against you in taking away your license or anything like that until someone's a complaint would be issued.
Okay.
it's just that if we are starting to have these one every other month, well, then there's a problem.
And see, that's my overall concern. That's what it is. I mean, because I just,
Yeah, I know, I know.
Okay.
You know, but, you know, the thing about it is that if somebody from inside the place would have called, you know, saw what's going on there and called the police, you know, it'd been a whole different thing, simply because we want people to call, we want the bars to call the police when incidents like this go.
okay, sir.
Okay, is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care.
Get that food going for it.
Yeah.
Get some money.
I know. Take care.
Bye.
Let's see. Susan Franzen, Janice, Susan Franzen.
Janice Faison.
Janice Franzen.
Janice.
That's right. I know that.
Well, I put it in there.
I know that. Why do I say Franzen? There's no R. You know why you're here?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. Okay, you know, I'm calling you in because, and only because we see these police reports a lot. You know, extremely intoxicated. And here we had somebody in a car, you know, that the police came to, that was in a car that was extremely intoxicated, and somebody that came out of the bar was extremely intoxicated. And this is one of the problems that we're having, is that, you know, and we've discussed how sometimes it's hard when you go to serve somebody, it's hard for their first drink, whether they had enough or not. But we're trying to really crack back on this, so we don't want people getting extremely intoxicated. And in this case, you know, they obstructed the police officer and everything, and I don't know about the person sleeping in the car. Probably better than sleeping there than driving.
There was an incident right
so-
next door, and then they saw him, and then woke him up and started being belligerent.
But it's just, you have to watch the, you know, what people drink. And now granted, somebody comes in, they look normal, they order a drink, do you have one? And then they fall off the stool because they're hammered. There's no way of you knowing that, I guess, you know, unless, you know, not a bartender, so I don't know. So that's the main reason why I called you in. You know, I want you to really start watching it. Okay. Does anybody else have anything? Okay. Motion, place on file?
Move to place on file.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
David Cullen.
Daniel
Daniel.
Collins.
Daniel Cullen. What is with me today? Bartender application agent. What is this for Buffalo Wild Wings? Okay. Oh, this is just for our bartenders?
What is going to be the agent or the? As well.
Okay. And this is a renewal. So you're called in here because of the OWI had since your last license, correct? Correct. Yeah. Pardon me?
March. Yeah, just-
And, well, you know, we look at this and say, you know, if you win another one, you get another one, and we're gonna be coming to, you know, to take away your bartender's license. You're given the responsibility of trying to determine that from your customers, and you can't determine that when to step in your car and everything yourself. Well, there wasn't an incident where there was an accident or anything, was there?
There wasn't an accident. It wasn't nobody in the car or anything. It was a parked car. Yeah. it was-
So, but, you know, so, you know, you really gotta watch for that stuff.
Well, absolutely. It was dumb, this decision.
Mr. Chair, Daniel, do you have a driver's license now?
Currently, I have an occupational license.
An occupational?
Yeah, I've done everything you're supposed to go through to, you know, everything's all set
Because you
up.
live in Brookfield, right?
Correct, yes,
So-
yes.
Okay. Because the report comes back as suspended. Do you have your license on you?
Yeah, I've read.
Will it say occupational?
Yeah, it said occupational. I'm going to show it to you right now.
I asked it, may as well see it, right?
And there's restrictions and stuff too. There's all kinds.
Okay.
Okay, so this is, there's two issues here, but first of all is the number 67. That's the license renewal. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. And then we have the renewal application for the license.
Second.
Mr. Chair?
Oh,
We're not, there's no theme change or anything, it's
Oh.
corporate franchise and you have the big fact book to follow the rules on and all that. That's not a book anymore, I guess.
It's a big binder that's big.
You got the Buffalo Wild Wings
Yeah,
folder
we're
there.
fish. Yeah, I mean, I've been with the company for 13 years, so.
Yeah, see, you've had licenses in other cities.
Madison.
And that's all been
kinds of
with
places.
them?
Milwaukee, yeah, I've been an agent from, I was at Water Street for a while, I was an agent down in Milwaukee too, so. Then I moved here last year.
Okay, that's it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
That's it.
Appreciate it.
Kathleen Glowing. Okay, got it right. Two out of four ain't bad. If you're playing for the Brewers. Okay, this is for bartender's license renewal.
Yes.
Okay, and, okay. Once again, you're the same, you have OWI since your last.
It'll be 2 years ago next month.
Since your last. That's right. So it was right after you got the license last time.
Mr. Chair?
Alden
Is
Weigel.
there, the other?
I'm sorry, Alden Rhodes.
You're having a tough time with names tonight.
That's right.
Was there an accident involved or anything, or?
It was with a park car, yeah. It was just a stupid decision. It was on a night I was out, not working. I've done everything asked of me. I actually just made my final payment on all my fines last month. So I have my regular license back. I'm insured.
Anybody else have anything? Do I have a motion?
Move for approval, Mr.
Second.
Chair.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Thank you.
Lori Jones. Got that one too.
Got that one.
Just cruising along now. Okay. Another renewal.
Yes.
And, this was at M&M's.
Yep.
So you were the one for
Oh, I
obstructing.
thought the name was familiar.
Okay, so you're the one, okay. And, well, that's why we're calling in front of you. Where are you working now?
Broken Star.
Broken Star.
60th in Washington.
That's one of the
Yeah,
other-
double barrel.
Just drive by almost
You
every day.
know, stop calling it that.
Yeah, so, okay, I can't put the pylons out in front of the place, just so you know.
The what?
They put pylons out there, so just the motorcycles parked in front of the place?
Yeah, not
So
one.
just so
I've
you know.
never seen
I
that.
got
Tell the
complete
boss.
fence.
Okay, I
Yeah.
will.
Mr. Chair?
Alderman Weigel.
You've been here before, you know what we
Yes.
expect. Okay?
Definitely.
This is definitely not M&Ms over there,
I,
right?
I quit shortly after last meeting.
Move approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Josephine Crossley?
Crossley?
Also known as JoJo? So it says.
It does.
Yeah.
We got that up.
The man's not lying. No.
Okay. I didn't say anything. Okay, we'll hold that one. Jonathan?
Don't worry about
Wicklinski.
Wasn't even gonna try that. I know I'm there, so, okay, we have, new application. I've been working at Walleye. Okay, we have doing a couple of things here.
Mr. Chair, yeah, there's a lot going on.
I mean, oh, wrote.
You want us to
Looking at it.
I didn't see that.
I'm reading it.
There's a lengthy record here with some warrants.
Warrants.
Yeah. Arrest for local warrants.
Oh, in the
Are they-
past,
are
I
they-
thought you meant.
okay.
No, yes, no, there's nothing
We've
as
had
of
active
late.
warrant people here before.
Oh, no, everything's been done with for a long time now.
And then
I've made
August-
a lot of mistakes in my past, but I
August
have
of-
a family now.
August of 2013, not
That was
too
all
far in the
dropped.
distance.
Everything went to court, and that was all, everything was dropped.
Well, it's still on your record.
Yeah, we're.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Chair,
Alderman Weigel.
you're showing a felony escape.
Yes, from when I was 18, I was in a Huber program, and I had not made it back in time after work. It was the next day, and they ended up giving me an escape charge and put me back into the jail. Like I said, I did a lot of things in my past, but I have a family now. I've been, working as a bar back at the bar. I just got another job at Southridge at a retail store, so I have too much going in my life right now to get back to any type of lifestyle like that.
And you're 29 years old now?
Yes.
We have on here at 13, possession of illegally obtained prescription and drug paraphernalia in Milwaukee. Do you have that on there?
That was what got dropped. That
was
was,
a diff-
I had a backpack, and there was one, it was a tramadol pill that was in my backpack.
It was a deferred prosecution, means it was charged.
Well, right, I
he-
went to the programming, and then,
Yeah, no, I was gonna finish.
I apologize.
There was an agreement, and that it was dismissed after he fulfilled the agreement.
Okay. So it happened, but
Correct. He agreed that it happened at a plea, what they do is they have a plea hearing, where you plead to the charge, and they defer sentence until, and gives him some time to complete some conditions, and then after he successfully completes it, then they dismiss the charge.
okay. Okay, so do I have a motion at all?
Mr. Chair, I'm gonna move for denial based on the record. This may not be recent.
Just a second. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
This may not seem recent to you, but 2013 is recent to me.
could I explain it at least? I mean, like I said, it was a tramadol, which is a non-narcotic pill. I know I shouldn't have had it in the first place, but it was one random in my backpack, which I don't honestly even know was in there.
Seems like there was a theft there also on that incident.
No, they said there was a warrant for a theft. That was all cleared up. That was why I was actually stopped in the first place, was, I was being checked for that, and then they searched my backpack and found that in there, and I had nothing in my system.
You don't have a driver's
I had
license?
been tested.
Do you have a
No, I
driver's
don't.
license now? So you
I
take
do
the
not
bus-
drive.
Take the bus to Southbridge?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, no, I still, there's just too much here, and it's too recent for me.
Okay, is there any further discussion on this?
That was the second, right?
Yeah, I second
That's
it.
for- and a second to deny. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So,
Thank you, folks. No problem.
Ashley Jacobson. Now, this is, let's see,
Third request.
third time she was here. Last time, figured it was a little bit short time, so. Oh, here you are.
Hey.
Didn't see him. Okay. It's a new application. Look at Stingers.
Which actually is not even going through, so I'm currently still gonna look for something else somewhere.
Okay, okay. And, let's see. Put down you have an OWI.
From like 5 years ago, I believe. I think. I don't remember, it was a while ago.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah, 2010. But you also have, of course, some of these are double up at the same time, but there's a number of other operating after revocation.
Yeah, driving outside of my driver's time by like a minute. But I mean, it happened. So I mean, all that stuff is still 5 years ago.
Should have been written down, all this stuff. Should have been written down. A license not in purpose. Another operating while suspended. Hales Corners. The other one was West Dallas. And then some other traffic besides operating while intoxicated. You know, it says, you know, have you ever been ticketed, arrested, convicted, or fined? You know, so all those should have been on there. And so next time, make sure that everything is on.
On there where? What do you mean?
On your application. When you fill out your application, there's a question. It says, have you ever been ticketed, arrested, convicted, or fined for any violation, federal?
Yeah, I checked it for.
You put down OWI.
Right, for the OWI.
That's all you put down.
Oh, I didn't know that anything just like.
Well, and it says city, and it says, and traffic, it even says including traffic offenses.
Oh, I must have missed that. That was my bad.
So, just remember that, you know, there's a lot of places that if it's not filled out properly, they won't okay your license.
Yeah, and I've had many licenses in other counties
Well, then, like,
right after.
Was this the applicant we get the letter of support from the owners?
No.
No.
okay.
But you don't know where you're going to be working.
No, not yet. I'm looking currently.
Do I have a motion?
I'll move for approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carried.
Mr.
Just
Chair,
watch it, by the rules.
I believe, was she the first new applicant we've had tonight? Everybody else has been a renewal?
The last one, just knew.
So you, no, we haven't given the speech yet.
Oh, go ahead.
When you bartend in West Dallas?
Speech, I'm gonna run to the restroom.
It's not that long.
That's all right.
Well, you're giving it, so you don't notice it.
You can,
No, go ahead.
we
go ahead.
expect you to be a partner with the police when there's a problem.
Oh, of course.
You might have heard us earlier referring to people who are just plain drunk, you know?
Yeah.
You've taken the class recently, I believe? Have you taken the?
The online, like just the.
Okay, you know about, so you,
I've taken it a couple times because
Okay.
I've, like I said, I've had licenses in other counties.
so the signs when people have had enough and you're prepared to cut them off. The concern about your OWI is that on at least one occasion, you've made bad choices for yourself. You're gonna be making that choice for your customers. Expect you to cut them off when the time comes.
Yeah.
We don't know where you're gonna be working, so we can't talk about any kind of policies
Right,
they
where,
have there. But, when you do call the police, because it may happen, we expect you to be helpful. Yes, officer, that's the gentleman right there. Or he left in a blue car and here's his license plate. Or not, see no evil, hear no evil, you know, speak no evil.
I worked for Scotty's Pub for a long time.
Yeah, that's not even in our city. so.
No, I know, I'm just saying, like, I've called plenty of times and cut plenty of people off, so I know.
Why aren't you working there? Why don't you work there?
Scotty's,
Yeah.
he had a full staff. I tried,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But that's a big field too.
Yeah, and there will be occasion, I'm gonna have to stretch it out since.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, we just got
There'll be
to go.
occasion to, West Dallas, we will send people in not of legal drinking age to attempt to buy a drink. And your boss will likely make you pay the ticket and possibly fire you if you serve a minor, so make sure you card me. Okay, I'm done.
Do I have a motion?
Just in time.
I spoke slowly.
Thank you. I
Do
appreciate
I have a motion?
Move for approval, Mr. Chair.
Second?
Yeah. Second. We had a motion and a second.
Yeah.
It was me.
It seemed like a long time ago.
Oh, we went on. Yeah, it did seem long. Oh, it's really, okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that was a long time.
I put the second one in.
So then that gets mailed to me, correct?
Yeah.
License, so
Right.
Okay.
Okay, then we have, okay, the summons and the plate matter.
Danielle.
Danielle Otto,
Yeah,
you
okay.
want to order?
No, that was her.
That was Ashley, that was Ashley
Doolin.
Brem.
Colleen Catherine Doolin?
You haven't called Danielle yet, I don't think.
Oh, we haven't called Danielle?
No.
Oh, that's why.
Oh.
I'm not the Don.
Danielle just got approved, huh?
Danielle Otto?
I'm calling you just call my name.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We're working our way through the agenda.
This is her third.
And it shows up.
Motion to second and approval on there, right? Scribble, scribble, scribble.
It's good.
This is the third request for Danielle to appear.
Move for denial based on non-appearances.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, Colleen Doolin. Okay.
Well, she's here.
She's here, so I guess that's.
You were served with a summons and complaint?
Yeah.
And how do you find was everything in there correct, or?
Yeah, like I got it, I read through the whole thing, and then I also got a letter, saying to appear at this meeting, and it also said like the same thing to appear in front of you guys and the state.
Say it again?
Well, I got the summons that was sent to my
Right.
employer last week, and I read through that, and then the next day I also got like the normal West
Oh.
House letter saying to appear.
Okay, so everything in there was true and accurate?
Yeah.
So, what would the committee like to do on this? This is,
I believe it was moved to revoke based on the record.
My owner sent a letter, like this is another letter from one of my former employees, like as well, if you want to read through this one as well.
Sure, we'll take a look at it. Yeah, we'll pass it along. Thank you.
so, yeah.
Yes.
So since they said everything on there was true, we just vote on whether to take away the license or not, correct?
Well, you don't look to her for that, you look to me for that. She's the prosecutor, I'll advise you.
Okay.
I mean, you can, but what you want to avoid is what we did with M&M, where she made the admission and you jumped right away to revocation.
Right.
Give her the opportunity here to make
To have a hearing?
a pitch, no, not necessarily a hearing, but, I mean, essentially what it is, I don't know, there's a laundry list of traffic violations, looks like there's more than a dozen of them here.
A lot of them are older though.
Right, well, hang on. So, and then on top of that, you end up with the OWI from August.
Yeah, almost a year ago now.
Yeah. So, okay, well, and you say that those things all happened, right? You admit that.
Correct.
But now you want to say something about the speeding violations and all the other traffic violations there.
Yeah, I'm aware my driving record is obviously not very well, but like you guys were saying before, I really don't overserve my customers. I really have paid on my own pocket for people's cabs before, taking people home that I don't even know because they don't have a ride and they shouldn't be driving, because that's the kind of person that I am. I'm just a nice person, I would say, and I don't really want to see people in the same position that I was put in, got a DUI. Like, my insurance is really high right now, I'm paying the price for that, definitely, and I would say I definitely learned my lesson. And I'm just I don't drink while I'm at work. And like I said, even if I don't know the person sometimes and they live nearby, I've either literally paid for their cab or taken them home so they wouldn't be driving.
And other than regarding the facts, is there any argument you want to make to the committee about why you should keep your license, or it shouldn't be revoked, or should only be suspended, or you shouldn't face any penalty at all? If so, here's your chance to do that.
Like I said, like I try to like take care of my customers like that, so they're not in the same position. I feel like I've learned my lesson. I've paid all of my fines. I go to work. I'm not on any like, government assistance. Like I'm a good person. I'm a hard worker. Like my owner wrote a letter, and my daughter is like everybody's really close friends and like wants to take care of each other like that, so nobody gets DUIs or anything.
Do you think there's an appropriate penalty that should be imposed? Do you understand what the penalties are that you could face?
Correct.
There, I mean, it's a 10 to 90-day suspension of your license or a revocation of your license.
I know.
Okay, and is something you think is appropriate or something that you think is wholly inappropriate?
I feel like just I should keep my license for the reasons I just said, and
Okay,
I really
no
do
suspension
feel like,
and-
yeah, like I really
Okay.
do feel like I learned my lesson and I have done everything that I was supposed to get my license back.
Mr. Chair? I guess I would add, we have the printed report of her police record from her application last year, and then on her renewal application, and she stated that all that's in the past. Well, I'm looking at April of this year, operating while revoked and speeding.
I explained that to you last time, like I was.
Oh, you were lost?
I was lost, yeah.
And you
I
thought the speed limit,
I thought it was honestly 40. I don't live in Waukesha, I don't really go there that often, and I was unaware that my occupational license was suspended. I'm going to court also for that next month. I have since got my license back, and the agreement with the people there was that if you get your license back, they give you 90 days. You go to court, you show them that you have a valid license or at least a valid occupation at the very minimum. They said they would drop it down to like a no points, just a moving violation, and then you just go ahead and pay the fine.
but see, as far as we're concerned, it just shows a pattern of not following the rules.
I'm aware, but the police have never been called on my shifts. And like I said, I try to take care of my customers so that they're not in the same positions, and I do cut people off if they need to be cut off. And I've always checked people's IDs. Like, even if you look like you're over 30 years old, sometimes people look older these days, you always still have to check. Like, I've never gotten a fine or had any police contact on my shifts.
Mr. Chair. Yeah, and to follow up a little bit on what Alderman Weigel alluded to, make it more clearly, state this more clearly, we as a License and Health Committee need to know that the bartenders in our city are going to obey the law, are going to follow the rules. The problem is we look at this ongoing and continued pattern of violations that are even recent as 2 months ago. You're showing us that you're a person that's not obeying the law. So how can we trust you to obey the law as a bartender?
I mean, like I said, like, I've never gotten the cops called. Like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, you're looking at my driver's license. A lot of them are older. Some of them, you know, are a little bit more recent. And I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person. Like, I know I've made mistakes. But like I said, I've really tried to, like, better myself now and, like, learn from that. Like I said, my insurance is really high. It's, like, extra bills that I don't need. I live on my own. I pay all my own bills. I go to work on time. Like, this is my only job. So, I mean, if my license gets denied or suspended, like, I really don't know what I'm going to do, quite honestly.
Any further discussion?
Not at this time.
Mr. Chair, I think then the appropriate thing would be to have the prosecutor make a recommendation to you, and we don't have this set for a closed session.
We do have it set.
We have it set for closed
Yeah,
session.
you could probably go into closed session and deliberate from that point on.
Okay.
Based on the record that you have in front of you, I do think that some penalty is appropriate in this matter. It's not as serious as other ones we have revoked in the past where they've had 3 OWI convictions. I do think that there is some, obviously, lack of compliance with the law. I do think that some sort of, my recommendation would be that some sort of suspension would take place, probably, let's say, 30 days.
Okay, do we have to go in closed session immediately, or?
No, you can do the other one too and go into closed session on the two, so just hold this and pass it until you do.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go in closed session and discuss this. I mean, where there's just us, but there's another case after you, so if you wanna wait, be a little while, so.
All right.
Okay. Then we have Mary Jo. Okay. Well, we had a couple of things happen. One is you opened up without getting garbage service, like as per our stipulation. And that the licensed agent turned the license. So, how do you, what do you say about the first one?
The first one, I actually did have a contract in place. They were to deliver the dumpsters on Friday, however, they did not. I called repeatedly, to which they would not return my phone calls. When I finally did get a hold of them, which was the last Tuesday of the meeting that day, actually, sidebar, by the way, I was here. I was in the lobby. I was very ill and I had to leave that day, but I was here for the meeting. So apparently, allegedly, they had talked, someone from West Dallas, they would not tell me who, had spoke with them repeatedly and said that they should not work with me. They basically dumpster blocked me, saying, I don't know who was from West Dallas, but they said specifically someone from West Dallas had a discussion with us and we do not want to work with you. So the minute I found this out,
Wait, somebody that works for the city of West
they
Dallas?
just said someone
Or
from
just
West
the city-
Dallas.
so it could
Someone
be
from West Dallas,
anybody.
allegedly, no.
They didn't say city staff.
They just said
They said someone from
someone,
West-
so right, it could have been someone on
Could
the
have been a
corner.
neighbor.
Exactly. My, right.
Which contractor is this?
Eagle. So finally, when they did return my call, it was the Tuesday, the day of the last hearing. I immediately, when I found I wasn't working with them, I immediately called John's. I set up a contract, then immediately the next day they had a dumpster there, and here is a picture of that. So I mean, I had the contract in place. The dumpsters were not there on open, but the contract was in place as per stipulation, with my understanding it was to be delivered. I probably should have closed on Wednesday because it wasn't there,
What
but
was the first day you opened?
the 23rd, that Saturday.
23rd.
Yes,
What was it?
Saturday.
Saturday.
May,
Yes.
right?
May 23rd,
Yes.
and then, so you were open like a week plus with no dumpster there.
With assuming that the dumpster was on its way.
Where did you think it was coming from?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I tried to call them every
Did they
single
have,
day.
did they have a check from you? They have a payment? from you?
No, they just had a signed contract, and I don't have that copy. I did give a copy both to the city and both to the health department.
But so you were open
Right.
well over a week with no actual dumpsters there. Was there confusion in your mind that we wanted you to have a dumpster?
Well, I had the contract.
Well,
with
I
them.
understand you had the contract, but was there any confusion in your mind about having an actual dumpster there?
No, sir. Business was so small, I guess it didn't even have a dumpster. No, I'm sorry. No.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
And Scott, so what, our options here are?
Well,
I'm gonna
you
close it now
got
anyway.
a couple things that are going on here.
Right.
One is that the agent surrendered the license, and under our ordinance, the surrendering of the license is, you can accept that as, when it's in a hearing like this, an act on the license, as we did with M&M Sports Bar, and then revoke, as we did in that instance. So you could do that here. I don't know, Mary Jo sent a letter saying the agent wasn't supposed to do it or didn't have authority. That's not the way the law reads. Under state law, the agent is the personification of a corporate or an LLC license holder. They're the license holder, basically, and so their actions are the actions of the LLC. So the license was surrendered. So you could act on that if you wanted to. On the other hand, if you want to allow her to contest the matter, the next issue you have is she's admitted that she violated the stipulation that you have here. And you could then act on that because the stipulation provided that that would be grounds then to reconvene the hearing and proceed there. The only reason you would have a hearing basically is to determine if there was a violation, which she's already admitted to it. So then the question would be, what actions, if any, do you want to take based on the violation of the stipulation? you'd basically hear from the two sides again, prosecution and the bar as to, you know, what's an appropriate penalty or what should be done.
Mr. Chair?
Alderman Weigel.
You also sent a letter to us saying that you were going to name a new agent as quickly as possible?
Correct, I actually had one that applied.
So there's an application in for a new agent?
Yes, sir. And I didn't say that she didn't have the authority to turn that in. I know that she could do that. I didn't say that she didn't have the authority to do that. I'm aware of that. She had every legal option to do that.
We don't have the application here tonight?
No, it was just turned in yesterday, I believe that was.
Okay, well, we're gonna go in closed session and discuss this also.
Okay, and yes, I mean, I really did try to get dumpster. I wasn't, again, trying to, I mean, everything I feel like every time I come in here is just really, because it sounds like it's such lies, but it's really not. I mean, it's just circumstances that it was surrounded everything like, but
Okay,
there's some pictures.
so we're gonna,
Move to go into closed session.
Okay.
no, I can't.
No?
I gotta read
You
it.
gotta read that first?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, do you mind if I leave at this point? Like, we go into the number 5, or do you want me to stay for the closed session?
Mr. Chair?
Afterwards?
Just a second.
Can we go back to number 5, before we go into closed session, so make sure we get that done? I don't want to forget about it, which is the payment plans for the licenses.
Which number?
Oh, is it?
I think,
oh, number
it's not
62.
number 5, number 62, I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're
Okay,
talking mine.
before we go into closed
but-
session, number 62.
We have payment plans from the Crapshoot and Domineer's Deer Processing paid. The other 4, Right Click, New to You at Laura's, Ball 4 Sports, and As New Appliances, we do not have any contact with, and they're still outstanding personal property taxes.
So what would you like to do?
Well, I guess that's up to you. If you want to move for, you want to have them come in by certified mail, or you want to move for a summons and complaint, that's up to you.
What kind of money are we talking about here?
As New Appliances is $146, Ball 4 is 2 years, it's $70, New to You is $30, and Right Click is $213.
Let's just call them in front of it.
Bring him in.
Yeah, we'll save the certified letter costs.
Were they ordered in today or no?
Yeah, I sent them
Yeah,
letters
they
for
already sent the
appearance
letter.
today.
Oh, they were all
not-
sent for appearances today?
Right, but not certified, but yes, they were
okay.
sent a letter.
Okay, let's get into our regular scheduled meeting next Tuesday.
Okay,
Can we fit 'em on?
certified.
You want a certified letter? Think we should?
That's up to you.
Yes.
Yes,
certified,
then,
sir.
yeah. The city can spring for it, right?
Okay, so,
Mr. Chair. On road. If I can ask Sally Nusselot, does she have dumpsters there, or is this a picture of someone else's dumpster? What's that? Okay.
okay.
And I'll note, it looks like the police have just taken her into custody.
She had 3 warrants.
Traffic warrants, traffic related.
No, they're not traffic.
Oh.
They're refuse violation warrants. We didn't pay for them.
Who's that?
And for operating a food, a permit without a food license. Yeah. Operating an establishment without a food license, excuse me.
These are municipal warrants
Okay.
related to things
She's-
before us, or not?
There are municipal tickets that were issued, that there were judgments entered, and there's commitments because she failed to pay those judgments.
Okay.
I have a copy of the warrants in case they
Okay.
want to see them, but.
Okay.
This is gonna be a quick meeting. Okay, please take notice the License and Health Committee of the City of West Dallas will meet in open session on Tuesday, June 16th, 2015, approximately 6 o'clock or very soon after. The time permits in 128 West Dallas City Hall, 7525 West Greenfield Avenue, West Dallas, Wisconsin. Vote on a motion to convene in closed session, set time and place, and deliver to occur with the city attorney and summons and complaints regarding the following matters. Colleen Dolan, operator's license, renewal application. Morgan Murphy Enterprises, LLC, Mary Jo Burbick, registered agent for the premises of 5732 West Mitchell, TAP 58, 2014-15 operators license and dance hall license. Closed session set forth the purpose authorized pursuant into provision of state statute 19.85 I and G, authorizing a governmental body duly made, motion made and carried to meet in closed session. That's all I have to do. So,
I second it.
okay, well, no,
I'll move to go.
you move. Okay, motion, you'll second it?
On road?
Aye.
Alderman Haas.
Aye.
Alderman Weigel.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We're now in closed session.